The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain. Hi, I'm Dave East for BoatTEST.com, and today we're going to look at the Sailfish 236. This is a new boat for the company, but it's the 6th generation of a proven hull design. It may look a bit oversized when compared to other 23-foot center consoles because of her higher freeboard, but that's what enhances the boat's abilities in rough water. Like all Sailfish models, the bottom of the Sailfish 236 is what the company calls a variable dead rise stepped hull. As can be seen in this drawing, the bottom has 3 distinct fore and aft dead rise angles, the one at the keel being 24 degrees, evolving out to about 22 degrees where the bottom meets the hard chine. The design is intended to give both a good ride and stability. Sailfish also departs from the norm by putting Kevlar in the keel and transom corners to reduce flex, and in the deck beams for rigidity and weight savings. The 236 has a maximum rated horsepower of 300, but our test boat was powered with a 250 horsepower Yamaha outboard, turning a 15 3/4 inch by 15 3-bladed Saltwater Series 2 prop. With 2 people aboard and a little less than half a tank of fuel, our test boat weighed an estimated 4,900 pounds. We recorded a top speed of 43.6 miles per hour at 5,800 RPM. Best cruise came at 3,000 RPM, where the boat ran 20.7 miles per hour, burned 6.5 gallons per hour, getting 3.2 miles per gallon, giving her a range of 318 statute miles with a 10% fuel reserve of the boat's 110-gallon fuel capacity. When conditions permit, I suspect most people will run the boat at 4,000 RPM, where she goes 29.9 miles per hour and has a range of 259 statute miles. In acceleration test, our test boat went from 0 to 20 miles per hour in 5.2 seconds and to 30 miles per hour in 8.7 seconds. The 250 horsepower outboard had no trouble getting the boat on plane, and the hull was easy to trim. The boat has a much bigger feel than its measurements reflect. The high freeboard and an 8-foot 6-inch beam combined to give the captain and his passengers a sense of security that would typically be associated with a much larger boat. Through a series of aggressive S-turns and hard-over U-turns, the boat carved in and out of each maneuver with no sense of slide or slipping of the prop. Equally impressive was how nimble the boat felt, something I was not expecting out of a hull that measures 23 feet 6 inches in length and weighs over 5,000 pounds. Even though we were not able to run the boat beyond the inlet, the chop in the intercoastal, along with a few steep boat wakes that we crossed, gave me the confidence that this hull can handle serious offshore duty. Stepping aboard the Sailfish 236 center console, it's apparent she can adapt to 2 different missions. For the angler, the boxes at the bow are insulated for keeping catch fresh all day, and it drains overboard. Bottom fishermen should include the optional anchor windlass that stores the anchor on top of the deck in a polished roller. Between the 2 fish boxes is additional storage in the cockpit sole. The center console has a large flat instrument panel for flush-mounted electronics with a compass that's standard. The top of the console has a molded-in storage compartment with a clear acrylic lid and a large acrylic windscreen. Additional storage on the console can be found under the footrest. The helm leaner seat is comfortable to drive in a standing or seated position. The starboard portion of the split seat cushion hinges up, providing a good place for storing cell phones, handheld VHF radios, or e-perps. A pair of folding footrests allow the captain and mate to stand or sit independently, and the port and starboard sides of the leaner are storage compartments for tackle boxes and other gear. To the rear of the leaning post is a small removable counter with tool storage slots that can be used for bait prep. Rod holders are positioned in several areas. There are 4 rocket launcher type rod holders on the back of the leaner seat and 4 more above them attached to the T-top. Across the transom bulkhead, 2 vertical rod holders are in the perfect place for tying on rigs. The gunnels have 4 flush-mounted rod holders for trolling. To provide shade over the console is an optional molded fiberglass hardtop which we recommend. More than just good looks, it has built-in LED lighting, speakers, and a storage box. And you have a place here for swing-out outriggers. There's also 2 more speakers mounted here in the back of the T-top that face down and 2 additional LED lights. To support the hardtop, powder-coated main legs are constructed out of D tubing. This keeps the legs tight against the side of the center console, making it easier to walk past without dealing with obstructions. Moving aft, combing pads provide something comfortable to lean against when fighting a big fish. Below the combing pads are horizontal rod holders on the port and starboard sides. At the transom, there's a 25-gallon live well to port, which has a high-speed pickup. It's oval and has a clear lid, which makes it easy to check on the condition of your live baits. Note the handy tool holders at the transom. Now that we have checked out the fishing features, let's see what Sailfish has provided to make the boat family-friendly. In the bow, there is seating with forward-facing backrest, or when seated sideways, can double as armrest. They can swing completely out of the way when not wanted. Note the powder-coated aluminum handholds, which will be needed when riding up there while underway. Add the optional bow table, and the forward area of the boat becomes a comfortable spot for a picnic when at anchor. Attached to the front of the center console is a well-padded, forward-facing seat on top of a 27-quart insulated cooler. Modest passengers will appreciate the large bifold side console door that leads to a changing room with optional marine head. Just behind the walk-through transom door is a fiberglass hatch that covers a telescoping 4-step stainless steel boarding ladder. There is a standard pull-out shower wand handy, which swimmers will appreciate. It's plumbed to a 14-gallon freshwater tank. On the center line is hardware for an optional tow pylon for water sports of all kinds. Across the transom is stern seating with a seat cushion that can fold up when not in use. The stern seating is attached to a molded fiberglass access panel that hinges up to allow access to the bilge, through-hull fittings, and support systems. An optional jump seat in the port quarter is removable when fishing. All told, there is seating for 5 people from the helm aft. Obviously, when underway, this is the most comfortable place for people to sit. This boat provides all of the basics for fishing as well as amenities for entertaining friends and family. With her robust displacement and generous freeboard, she can run far offshore and keep the crew dry. That's our report on the Sailfish 236 center console. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Dave East reporting.